Hello all, this is Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Math with Sandeep. So we are in the chapter of continuity. We have already completed the chapter of limits and we are in the chapter of continuity. In the previous video we have given introduction on continuity and we have discussed the concept about continuity of a function at a given point, how to check it. Of course we have also discussed some questions based on it in the previous video, and in this video we will discuss more models on using the concept of continuity of a function. Okay, now if the function is continuous at a given point, then what can we say about the function? All those problems based on the continuity at a point are discussed in this particular video. Around 10 questions are discussed. It will give you more clarity about the concept. Okay, so do check out the video until the end, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Let us start with our questions. First question. Here is the first question. Let f of x is this particular function. Okay, now, and they told that f is continuous at x is equal to 0. If f is continuous at x is equal to 0, we are supposed to find f of 0. Dear students, observe one thing. If I try to find f of 0 directly by taking x as 0, so what happens here? You will get 0 by 0 form. You are getting 0 by 0. That is not the answer. Then how to find f of 0? Obviously by using the concept of continuity at x is equal to 0. So dear students, if f is continuous at x is equal to 0, I can say that the left hand limit f of 0 minus is equal to right hand limit and it is equal to value of the function. But in this particular case, no need to find LHL and RHL separately. So directly what I am going to do is, I will say that limit x approaches 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. So the limiting value of the function is equal to value of the function. Okay, now since the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, therefore limit x approaches 0, f of x is log of 1 plus x whole power 1 plus x minus x divided by x square is f of 0. In the chapter of limits, we have discussed how to find the limiting value of these kind of functions which are in the form of 0 by 0. So what we will do is, first, so the power becomes the coefficient and I have written it, okay, now as by using the properties of logarithms. From here you can solve it in two ways. One way is by using expansions and another way is using L'Hospital's rule. You can try using L'Hospital's rule, but let me show you the actual way of solving it using expansions. So limit x approaches 0, 1 plus x as it is into the expansion of log of 1 plus x with base e. What is it? X minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 and so on. Remaining terms are not needed because ultimately they will become zeros. Minus x whole divided by x square is f of 0. Okay, now so we are trying to find the value of f of 0, which is equal to limit x approaches 0. Let me expand. First I will multiply 1 with all these terms. You will get x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 and so on. Next I will multiply x with all these terms. X into x is x square, and then x into x square is x cube with negative sign, x cube by 2, and then x into x cube is x power 4 by 3 and so on, and do not forget this minus x here. So that is the numerator whole divided by x square. Okay, now so plus x and minus x will get cancelled. Next, dear students, observe, in these kind of questions the answer is x square coefficient divided by x square coefficient, because the remaining terms will get 0 when I separate the common denominator. Okay, now see here, x square minus x square by 2 is x square by 2 with the denominator x square, and then look at this, x cube term divided by x square will be what? X by 3. X cube term divided by x square is what? Minus x divided by 2. X power 4 term by x square is what? X square by 3 and so on. As I told you, when I am going to substitute x as 0, all these terms are getting 0, are becoming 0. Here x square 1 0 and x square 1 0, so we get 1 by 2 as the answer. I will substitute x as 0, correct or not? So that is the reason I told that I can write the answer directly from here to here. So what I will write? X square coefficient divided by x square coefficient, and the remaining terms can be ignored because they will become 0 each. Already we have discussed these models in the chapter of limits. Do check out the playlist. Okay, now fine. We will go with the next question. The answer for this question is 1 by 2. So therefore, if the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, what is it? The limiting value of the function is equal to value of the function, and based on that we got the answer as what? The value of the function is how much? 1 by 2. Okay, limiting value of the function is 1 by 2, and therefore the value of the function is also 1 by 2. F of 0 is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, let us go to next question. Here is our second question. F of x is a piecewise function. When input is less than 0, f of x is this, and when input is greater than or equal to 0, f of x is this. And they also told us to find the value of p and q if f is continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, if the function f is continuous at x is equal to 0, we are supposed to find the values of p and q, and at the same time, this is greatest integer function. Okay, now step of x plus 3 is there, now this is greatest integer function. Okay, fine. So since the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, how am I going to solve? The left hand limit will be equal to right hand limit. It will be equal to value of the function. In this particular example, if you observe, when input is just more than 0, the output is this function, and when input is equal to 0, when input is equal to 0 also, the output is same function. So in this case, f of 0 plus and f of 0 both will be same itself. Okay, now so we don't have to find f of 0. These two are enough to solve the question. Okay, first left hand limit x approaches 0 minus. So when input is just lesser than 0, f of x, what is it? F of x is going to be p plus 3 cos x divided by x square. Okay, now f of x is going to be this, and right hand limit x approaches 0 plus f of x is going to be q into tan of pi divided by step of x plus 3. So limit x approaches 0 minus f of x is equal to limit x approaches 0 plus f of x. Okay, now from here the solution will be easy. So what I am going to do is, dear students, let me use the expansions. You can also use L'Hospital's rule to answer this question, but I am using expansions. P as it is plus 3 into cos x is 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x power 4 by 4 factorial, and so on. Remaining terms are not needed, as the remaining terms will lead up to 0. Okay, now whole divided by x square is equal to limit. Observe one thing. Let me use h approaches 0. I can write h approaches 0 if x is taking 0 plus. That means x is equal to 0 plus h. Okay, now that means x is equal to h. Let me substitute that in the question. So q into tan of pi divided by, dear students, step of x plus 3 is step x plus 3. I can separate the step for these two if this is an integer. 3 is an integer na. When 3 is an integer, we can give step only for x. It is not needed for 3. This is a property of greatest integer function. Okay, now observe one thing. X is equal to h na. Then what is step x? Step x is equal to step of h, and h value is almost 0, 0.0000 something. So what is step x value? 0.00 something. Whose step? It is 0. So step x is nothing but step h, which is equal to 0. You can substitute step x as 0. So what will you get in RHS? You will get q into tan of pi divided by 3. See, x means h. H value is 0.000 and so on, and step of 0.000 and so on is 0. So this becomes 0 na. This becomes 0. So 0 plus 3. Okay, na. So RHS is q into tan of pi by 3. And when it comes to LHS, please observe the solution first. Limit x approaches 0 minus p plus 3 is constant. Next, what is x square term? Only minus 3 by 2 x square. Okay, now remaining terms are not needed because they will become 0 in simplification, and common denominator is x square. In these models already we have discussed in the topic of expansions using limits. Okay, now we have discussed that the lowest power of x in the denominator should be same as the lowest power of lowest power of x in the numerator. Once again I am repeating, the lowest power of x in the denominator must be same as lowest power of x in the numerator, which means that here if lowest power of x is x square, then here also lowest power of x is x square only. If there are any other terms of x lesser than x square, they must be 0, which means If x term is there, its coefficient must be 0. If constant is there, that also should be 0. Okay na? Only then this answer will be a finite answer. In case if you want more clarity, check out the topic called expansion of finding limits using expansions in the playlist of limits. Find it. Okay. So anyhow, the constant must be 0. So which means p plus 3 is equal to 0 and p is equal to minus 3. Okay now. So p plus 3 will become 0. This is gone. And the value of this limit is x square coefficient divided by x square coefficient. So what we will get? LHS x square coefficient minus 3 by 2 divided by x square coefficient is 1 by 1 not needed is equal to q into tan 60 degrees is root 3. You got it? Then you can cancel out root 3 and root 3 here. You will get q is equal to minus root 3 by 2. Because 3 is root 3 whole square na. We can cancel root 3 on both sides. You will get q is equal to minus root 3 by 2. The solution is over, dear students. P value is minus 3 and q value is minus root 3 by 2. They told us to find the values of p and q. P is minus 3 and q is minus root 3 by 2. If you want more clarity about these solutions, do check the video of limits using expansions in the playlist of limits chapter. Okay, fine, we'll go with the next question. But before that, once again let me remind you about the property of step functions. What is it? Step of x plus n will be equal to step x plus n if n is a integer. If n is a integer, step is not needed for n. We can give step only for x. Okay, I use this property here from here to here. Okay, so particularly when a problem contains step functions, observe carefully how they are solved. Practice them. Certainly you will do all those models very easily. We'll go with next question. Third question. F of x is equal to this function if x is between minus 30 and 0 degrees, minus 30 degrees and 0 degrees, and it is equal to this function if x is between 0 degrees and 30 degrees. Okay, they have given f of x, and at the same time they told that f of 0 is equal to b. Okay, obviously if f is continuous at x is equal to 0, find a comma b. Okay, now first of all pause the video and try it yourself. Check whether you are getting the answer or not. Find f of 0 minus, find f of 0 plus and equate them. Check whether you are getting the answers or not, and after that check the video. Okay, so anyhow I'm explaining it. So what I'm going to do is, since the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, f of 0 minus the left hand limit is equal to f of 0 plus the right hand limit, and it is equal to value of the function. Okay, now first let me find what is f of 0 minus the left hand limit. So limit x approaches 0 minus f of x. So what is it, dear students? Limit x approaches 0 minus when x is just less than 0. X approaches 0 minus means x is just lesser than 0 na? When x is less than 0, you should take f of x as this function. What is it? 1 plus mod sin x whole power a by mod sin x. Next thing is, if you want to know how to evaluate this limit, you should know what indeterminate form you are getting. Substitute x value as 0. 0 minus or 0 plus, whatever it is. If x value is 0, you will get what? 1 plus sine 0. That means 1 power a divided by 0, infinity. You are getting 1 power infinity form. Already we have discussed in 1 power infinity form models. Already we have discussed it. So what is the next step? You can write it as e power limit x approaches 0 minus. We will write the base minus 1. Base is what? 1 plus mod sin x minus 1. If it is f of x power g of x, we will write f of x minus 1 into g of x, which means a divided by mod sin x. Okay, now so plus 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled. Mod sin x and mod sin x will get cancelled. You will get e power a. Even mod sin x and mod sin x also will get cancelled. You will get e power a. That is the left hand limit. Similarly, right hand limit is very easy. F of 0 plus. F of 0 plus is what? Limit x approaches 0 plus f of x. So limit x approaches 0 plus. When your input x is 0 approaching 0 plus means input is just more than 0. When input is just more than 0, f of x will become this function. F of x will become this function. What is it? E power tan 2x divided by tan 3x. Now if you observe this closely, do you remember the trigonometric limit which says that limit x approaches 0, tan kx by x is equal to k? I am going to use it. So if I want to use it, tan 2x denominator should be x and tan 3x denominator also should be x. So for this reason, divide the numerator and denominator with x. So I have divided the numerator with x and denominator with x. Now you can apply limit here. It will be e power. Limit of this particular function is 2 divided by limit of this particular function is 3. As I have given the formula already. Limit x approaches 0, tan kx by x is k only na. So this will give you 2 divided by this will give you 3. Next, dear students, since the left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, which is equal to value of the function, if you use it, you will get the values of a comma b. Okay na? So what is left hand limit? E power a. It is equal to right hand limit e power 2 by 3. It is equal to, what is the value of the function f of 0? B. Okay na? So from these two, e power a is equal to e power 2 by 3 means what? The power will be equal to 2 by 3. Correct or not? E power a is equal to e power 2 by 3, therefore a is equal to 2 by 3. A is equal to 2 by 3 and b is equal to e power 2 by 3. And b is equal to e power 2 by 3. Okay now, so we have got the values of a comma b. So I hope you understood this. Let us go for next question. Our fourth question, if f of x is equal to a into step of x plus 1, the greatest integer function, plus b into step of x minus 1, and they also told that f is continuous at x is equal to 1, where this denotes the greatest integer function, then what is a plus b? The value of a plus b. So let us see how to solve this question. Okay now, so first of all, obviously f of 1 minus is equal to f of 1 plus, and it is equal to value of the function f of 1. See dear students, if I try to find the left hand limit, f of 1 minus means limit x approaches 1 minus f of x. So which means limit, when x is approaching 1 minus, I can say that x is equal to 1 minus h. Correct or not? And h is approaching 0. We can write like this. Then in the function f of x, instead of x I will substitute 1 minus h. So a into step of, instead of x I'll write 1 minus h plus 1, plus b into step of, instead of x I'll write 1 minus h minus 1. See dear students, it is equal to limit h approaches 0. What is it dear students? A into step of 1 plus 1 is 2 minus h, plus b into plus 1 and minus 1 gets cancelled, you will get minus h. Now let us try to find the values of step of 2 minus h and step of minus h. 2 minus h means 2 minus 0.0000 something, which is 1.999 something, and step of 1.999 something is 1, and this is what minus h means, minus 0.0000 something. Step of minus 0.000 something is minus 1. So therefore dear students, the left hand limit is how much? A into 1 plus b into minus 1. The left hand limit is a minus b. Now let me find out what is right hand limit. F of 1 plus. This means limit x approaches 1 plus f of x. Since x is approaching 1 plus, you can write x as 1 plus h, where h is approaching 0. Okay now, so limit h approaches 0. In place of x, we are going to substitute 1 plus h in this function. So it is a into step of 1 plus h plus 1. Instead of x, I have written what? 1 plus h. Okay now, similarly plus b into step of 1 plus h minus 1. Next dear students, it is limit h approaches 0. A into step of 1 plus 1 will be 2 plus h, plus b into step of only h, because plus 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled. What is it? 2 plus h means 2.000 and so on, and step of 2.000 and so on is 2. H is 0.0000 and so on, and step of 0 is 0. So what is it? You will get a into 2, which is 2a, plus b into 0, 0. No need to add 0. Now dear students, left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Do it, you will get your answer. So what is it? Therefore, left hand limit a minus b is equal to right hand limit. From here, take everything right side. You will get 2a minus a. That means a minus b goes that side plus b, and nothing is remaining left side. It will be 0. So therefore, a plus b value. They are asking a plus b value only na. It is 0. I hope you understood this particular question's solution. Let us go for next question. Here is a question which is easy. If f of x is a continuous function, satisfying this functional relation, this is a functional relation, okay na? And at the same time f of 1 is greater than 0, okay? They told us to find the limiting value of f of x when x approaches 1. Dear students, since f of x is a continuous function, we can say that limit x approaches 1 f of x is same as f of 1. The limiting value of the function when x approaches 1 is same as value of the function. Correct or not? So, limiting value of the function they are asking us to find, which is nothing but f of 1. If you find f of 1, the problem is over. Let me use functional relation to find f of 1. So, what shall I do? Take x is equal to 1 in this functional relation. So what do we get then? F of 1 into f of 1 by 1 is also f of 1 is equal to f of 1 plus f of 1 by 1, which is again f of 1. F of 1 into f of 1 is f of 1 whole square, and this is 2 times f of 1. Take it left side. 2 times f of 1 equal to 0. I just took 2 into f of 1 to the left side. Next you can take f of 1 common into f of 1 minus 2 equal to 0. The product of two unknown values is equal to 0 means each one is 0 only na? So therefore f of 1 will be 0 or f of 1 minus 2 will be 0. This is 0 or this is 0. So from this we can say that f of 1 is equal to 2. Therefore, dear students, f of 1 value can be 0 or it can be 2. But look at the condition. The conditions given in the question are very, very important. They told that f of 1 is clearly positive, greater than 0. So what is it? I cannot take this value and I will take this value. So f of 1 is 2. And just now I told that limiting value of the function is equal to value of the function. So what is the answer then? The answer is what? 2. So therefore the answer is 2. Easy question only na? I'll give a similar model. You can try it and you can let me know what is the answer in comment sections. I'll write the question, you can try it yourself. Here is question number 6. You can try it. You can try it and let me know what is the answer in the comment sections. Okay, fine. I'll go with next question. Okay, 7th question. There is a function with a domain as any real numbers except 0 and codomain as r. Okay, given by this is that function f of x is equal to 1 by x minus 2 by e power 2x minus 1. And they told that this function can be made continuous at x is equal to 0 by defining f of 0 as how much? We can make this function continuous at x is equal to 0 by defining f of 0 as how much they are asking. Keep this in mind, dear students, that if the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, then f of 0 minus must be equal to f of 0 plus, and it should be equal to f of 0. But in this particular question, no need of finding left hand limit and right hand limit. So for that reason, directly I will say that if the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, we can say that limit x approaches 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. The limiting value of the function is equal to value of the function. So therefore, f of 0 is equal to limit x approaches 0, f of x is 1 by x minus 2 by e power 2x minus 1. In case if you are following my videos from the limits chapter, obviously you can do this question. Pause the video and solve it. Certainly you will get the answer. Okay. So anyhow, let me continue explaining it. By taking common denominator, e power 2x minus 1 into 1 minus 2 into x is 2x whole divided by x into e power 2x minus 1. Dear students, you can also use L'Hospital's rule, but I am going to choose what? Let me choose expansions in the numerator. Only in numerator I will choose the expansion. So e power 2x expansion is 1 plus 2x plus 2x square by 2 factorial plus 2x cube by 3 factorial and so on. Remaining terms are not needed. Minus 1 minus 2x whole divided by. Dear students, here it is in the form of e power f of x minus 1, where f of x is approaching 0. Because x is approaching 0, this is also approaching 0. So for that reason what I will do is, I will divide it with 2x and I will also multiply with 2x. Here divide with 2x and multiply with 2x. Then what will I get? 2x into x is 2x square, and limit x approaches 0, e power f of x minus 1 by f of x is 1. In exponential limits I have explained it. Once again, limit x approaches 0, e power f of x minus 1 by f of x is 1. Okay, this will make the solution look easy. And next, dear students, if you observe, plus 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled, 2x and minus 2x will get cancelled, and in this question the answer is x square coefficient divided by x square coefficient. I have used it in so many problems. Okay now, in case if you want to know how the answer is x square coefficient by x square coefficient, do check out the limits using expansions in the playlist of limits. Okay, I have explained in the previous problems also. X square coefficient in the numerator is 4 by 2, which means 2, divided by, here x square coefficient is 2 and the answer is 2 by 2, which is equal to 1. So therefore, dear students, we can make this function continuous by defining f of 0 as 1. That is the answer. Okay, particularly here, if you want to know why, please check out the video of limits using expansions, and at the same time limits, exponential limits. Okay, let us go to next question. Next question, f of x is this particular function if x is between 0 and 4, and f of x is this function if x is between 4 and 6, and at the same time they have given the value of the function at x is equal to 4. So f of 4 is equal to pi by 2, and they told that f is continuous in the interval 0, 6. I'll tell you what is it. Then what are the values of a, b? Dear students, if x is continuous in the interval from 0 to 6, it means that x is continuous for every number in this domain. For every number in this domain. Okay now, and please observe, 4 is a number in this domain. Correct or not? When x is continuous in the interval 0, 6, I can say that f is also continuous at x is equal to 4. Since the function f is continuous at x is equal to 4, we can say that f of 4 minus is equal to the left hand limit. F of 4 minus is equal to f of 4 plus, it is equal to the value of the function f of 4. Okay, first left hand limit x approaches 4 minus f of x. See, when input is just lesser than 4, when input is just lesser than 4, f of x is this. So a into tan inverse of 1 divided by x minus 4. F of 4 plus, that means limit x approaches 4 plus, which means x is just more than 4. When x is more than 4, f of x will be b into tan inverse of 2 by x minus 4. And it is equal to the value of the function. The value of the function f of 4 is pi by 2. If you simplify this, you will get the answer. So x is approaching 4 minus means x is equal to 4 minus h, where h is approaching 0. Correct or not? So instead of x, what will I write? Let me write, instead of x, I will write 4 minus h. 4 minus h. Okay now, so plus 4 and minus 4 gets cancelled. A into tan inverse of, please observe, 1 divided by minus h. 1 divided by, so plus 4 minus 4 got cancelled now. So we will get what? 1 divided by minus h. So h is approaching 0. 1 by 0 approaches infinity with minus sign. It is taking what? Minus infinity. Same way, dear students, here in right hand side, x is approaching 4 plus means x is equal to 4 plus h, where h is approaching 0. Now replace x with what? 4 plus x. So instead of x, what we can write? 4 plus h, and plus 4 and minus 4 will get cancelled, and h is approaching 0. Okay, now let me write it. Therefore it is equal to what? B into tan inverse of h is approaching 0, so 2 by 0 is approaching infinity. It is equal to pi by 2. Dear students, a into tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2. Of course, only approaching, not exact value, correct or not? Equal to b into tan inverse of plus infinity is pi by 2 and equal to pi by 2. So pi by 2's will get cancelled here. We will get a into minus 1 is equal to b, which is equal to 1. So therefore, dear students, a into minus 1 is 1 na. You will get a as minus 1 and b is equal to 1. b is equal to 1. So that is how we will use left hand limit and right hand limit and value of the functions to find the unknowns. I hope you understood it. So dear students, I'll give you some questions. You try it and you let me know what are the answers in the comment sections. Here are the two questions. Try it and let me know what are the answers in comment section. But particularly here, look at this question. They told f of x is continuous on the interval 0, pi. It means that f of x is continuous at every point in this domain. So I can say that f of x is continuous at pi by 4, at x is equal to pi by 4, and also at x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, now if you want to solve this question, first of all take the condition that it is continuous at pi by 4, which means use f of pi by 4 minus is equal to f of pi by 4 plus. Okay, now you will get some condition. At the same time, you also know that it is continuous at pi by 2. So use f of pi by 2 minus is equal to f of pi by 2 plus. You will get another condition. Take these two conditions and simplify. You will get the answer for a, b. Okay, now so try question number 9 and question number 10. Let me know whether you have got the answer or not for these two questions. In tomorrow's video, let us discuss about discontinuities. Okay, na? So see you all in next video, and if you have understood this, do like the video. Don't forget to share it with your friends. See you all in next video. Take care. This is Sandeep Kumar.